Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We will also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 192 of my journey. It was at the beginning of the year this year when I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row this year, all outside bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Now, this is only my second year ever running. Within the first year of running in 2020, I was able to run 1,002 miles, and I did that within 175 days out of the year. So, this year will be a 50% step up in the amount of miles I'm trying to go for, opposed to last year, as well as a 100% step up is the amount of days I'm trying to obtain as opposed to last year, not to even mention in a row. Also within this time frame, I challenged myself to run two big major races, one being a 50K ultra race, 31 miles. I got that done on June 5th in Yankee Springs Yankee Springs State Park, right in Middleville, Michigan. Got that finished in 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds, so I'm officially an ultra runner, and I do have now a set time to try to improve on. Other than that, I was able to not only run that race, but to continue the streak on from day 156 when that race was, to now, to 192, so was able to keep the streak alive even after running those big miles. Now, the other race I have coming up here in the future is the Detroit Free Press Marathon. That is in October. The details on that are still up in the air. The race usually goes from Detroit across the Ambassador Bridge into Windsor, back under the tunnel and to Detroit to finish the marathon. But since COVID restrictions are still kind of being upheld on the border, that race has not been approved. The approved race for this year, though, is going to be just throughout Detroit. But as restrictions get uplifted, maybe they'll lift the border restriction and we'll be able to actually do the race in October to go across the border and back. That is what I'm really looking forward to. If not, still going to be running the race irregardless. This year I will also be running the Motor City Challenge version of this race, which entails me doing the competitive 1 mile the day before, the 5K the day before, and then the following day after doing those two races, actually running the marathon. So that isn't going to be in October, like I said. So other than those kind of challenges and what's going on throughout this year, let's kind of talk about today in the daily mileage. So like I said, today was day 192 in a row. Today was July 11th, so I went out there and I put in 11 miles. We'll talk about that in today's episode. That put me at 45.1 miles for the week, which put me at 70.8 miles for the month, which put me at 871.9 miles so far for the year. Let's quickly focus here on these monthly miles of 70.8. Every single month, I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge, and I do that in honor of a charity in which I donate money to. And I also start a coinciding fundraiser where I try to raise money and awareness through that as well on Facebook. So for the first 6 months, we were able to raise money for 6 great charities. Now we're sitting here in the 7th month, and for the 7th month, we are raising the 100-mile challenge for July is in honor of Detroit Phoenix Center. And what they do is they focus on helping the Detroit youth homeless within the area get rehabilitated and find a place to live, find some food to eat, better nutrition and stuff like that. They also help them find education, find jobs, like I said, housing, and it's anywhere ages from 13 to 26, and they focus on the Detroit area. So it's a really good fundraiser if you'd like to help out for this month. You can find the link to donate on the Defining Discipline Instagram story or the Defining Discipline Facebook story. Or you can find it on my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. within those stories on the top, it'll say donate on Facebook. You click on that, it'll open up the Facebook link where you're going to make your donation. All donations that get made, no matter how much or how big or how little, they all go to this fundraiser and they all help out tremendously. Like I said, all of the percentage of your donations go directly to this charity. Facebook is not taking any portion or any cut, even though they're kind of being the middleman in this process. They've made the agreement not to take any percentage of the donations. That's why we've continued to do these fundraisers through them for the first 7 months. And for the following months, for the rest of the year. So like I said, you can find the link to do that and you can donate there. All your donations go directly to this fundraiser for this month. And another quick thing to talk about, I do know that times are kind of tough right now. Not everyone can afford to donate, but if you'd still really like to help out to this month's fundraiser, what you can do is you can just click on that share button, put it on your page, even put it on your story if you don't want it to be just on your actual Facebook page or whatever, your Instagram page. Put it on your stories, let people see it. The one thing we're trying to do here is raise awareness. So just getting people's eyes on it and letting them know what this fundraiser is about and what this cause is about helps tremendously. Even if they don't donate, even if they do not donate now or in the future, even if they just, like I said, learn about it, that's a good thing to know. And maybe they will donate in the future if they don't donate now, or maybe they will donate now. So just clicking that share button, it doesn't hurt you. It really helps out this cause tremendously. So please click that share button if you haven't donated. And even if you have donated, clicking that share button even helps out more. So click that share button, guys. Other than that, though, we talked about daily mileage, weekly, monthly, yearly mileage. We're at a pretty good pace here on all of those. So at the beginning of this month, I wanted to retouch on, at the beginning of the year, I also challenged myself to do a reading challenge of trying to read 30 minutes a day out of a book. But these past 8 days, I've been 8 or 9 days, I don't even know. I've been very off and have not been reading, and I'm holding myself accountable every time, letting you guys know that I have not been reading and not holding myself accountable. But I started it at January and really fell off, and then picked it back up, I think, in late June. And kind of, got on and off here. And now I kind of fell off really again these past 8-9 days. So I really want to try to get back into it. The book I am reading is Beyond Order by Jordan Peterson. I'm still haven't started the second rule in that book. It is the second book in his 12 Rules for Life series. The first one is about order. This one is more about chaos. It's really good. I like the series in general. The first book was great. So I highly recommend the first one and the second one so far. The first rule was great. So hopefully we'll try to get back into the book tonight or tomorrow. So by tomorrow's episode, I can tell you that I read some more. But other than doing the actual reading, I've been doing a word of the day also to try to expand my vocabulary, just because I'm trying to keep it fresh. I don't want to lose my ability to talk or just expand my vocabulary. So today's word of the day is nonplus, and it is to cause to be at a loss as to what to say, think, or do. Perplex. Kind of like a quandary. So I've been in nonpluses all the time. Even in half these episodes, sometimes I'll just kind of ramble and then I'll put myself in a nonplus where I'm at a loss of words and I don't know what to say. So that's a good word of the day, guys. That is the word of the day today. I'll be sure to remember that because I always get at a loss of words and sometimes I always perplex myself. So, other than that, let's actually get into today's episode. Episode 192. And today's theme for today's episode is going to be fun. And the first thing we're going to talk about is why. Why is today's episode about fun? Well, today's episode's about fun because, the first thing we talked about was the 11 miles I put in today. So when you do things, especially things that are hard, and you challenge yourself, like I've been doing with this running and doing 365 days in a row and trying to put all these miles in, and especially when you're doing things that are repetitive. Every single day you're going out there, and sometimes I'm running the same exact routes. It gets very boring sometimes, and sometimes, it is a struggle just to get out there and to continue, even though I do enjoy it when I get back and I feel better about getting back and doing it. But sometimes you need to really spice it up, and you really need to try to have fun when you're out there. So today was kind of one of those examples where it was nothing really special, nothing going on crazy. It wasn't like I had to put in miles today or anything, but I started my own little challenge to build up for today. Today was July 11th, and I decided every July 11th they do like they used to do 7-Eleven used to give away free Slurpees on 7-Eleven. And then we used to always just drive around to different 7-Elevens and get like 4 or 5 free Slurpees that day. So today I thought, what perfect day to do a 7-Eleven challenge where I run 11 miles to 7 different 7-Elevens to make like a really fun kind of challenge out of it, to really get myself to get out there today, give a reason to get up kind of early, put a big run in, and have some fun with it. And that's what I did. I went out there and I put in 11 miles. I hit 7 different 7-Elevens, got 7 different Slurpees, small Slurpees at each single one, which I wanted to tell you they were not free. I did get 2 free. I got 1 free for joining the rewards. And then one of the ladies, I won't tell you which one, gave me her rewards and gave me a free Slurpee. So I got 2 free Slurpees, but the rest I had to pay for. But I did. It was still fun to go out and challenge myself to do something, challenge myself to do something that I was going to do irregardless, but adding a little bit of fun twist to it to make it more enjoyable while getting out there. And today was actually a really kind of crappy day. I think it was in like the 60s or mid to high 60s to low 70s, and it was raining and cloudy and just kind of humid too. So I actually started off wearing like a big sweater and got too hot and had to switch off into a tank. But it's just overall it was a fun day, and I'm really glad I added that little bit of twist to my day to really make the day more enjoyable than it would have been just me getting out there and running in the rain and trying to put in big miles for the day. So other than that, just talking about fun in general, I want to talk about fun because not every day is going to be fun. And that is something to always remind yourself that, when I'm doing this training, like I said, every day I get out there and not every day is fun. So the days that aren't fun and the days I don't have these things to make fun, I can't just rely on that fun feeling to guide me through my training and to guide me to do the things that I really, truly need to do with my life. So there's going to be many things in life that aren't going to be fun, or you won't have a way to make fun, but are necessities in life that you need to really do and have to face. So you have to realize that not everything is going to be fun, and the things that aren't always fun are sometimes needs that we need to actually have within our life. So the old saying, the Rolling Stone saying, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes you might find you get what you need. It is truly a great saying. It is true. It's a true saying is what I should say. Because sometimes what you need is not going to be fun, and it's not going to be exactly what you wanted, but it's what you needed. And that is always something to keep in the back of your mind when you are putting yourself through hard, strenuous goals and challenges and things like this, or even if you just have a hard job or a hard daily life or daily routine, whatever it is, when you're putting yourself through it, you got to remind yourself that things that are actually good for you sometimes are, most of the time, they're not fun. So, not sometimes. Most of the time, the things that are actually good for you are not fun. So, keep that in mind. But you can always try to put a little twist on those things to make them fun. That is also kind of the point of the episode today. Like I said, to give you the reminder that I did make an 11-mile run funner than it really had to be. And another note is I did, like I said, I did drink 7 small Slurpees in between each of these 7-Elevens during it. Like I would go in and buy one, I'd take a couple sips out of it, and I'd just get back to running. So the whole time I was running with a small Slurpee in my hand from 7-Eleven to 7-Eleven, sipping on Slurpees. So I looked probably weird anyways, just running in running gear with a Slurpee, drinking it. But the first, I think first 5, I felt pretty good. But like after leaving the 5th 7-Eleven, getting to the 6th 7-Eleven, into the 7th 7-Eleven, my stomach was starting to actually feel all the Slurpees I was drinking. But it was a really fun challenge to add to a tedious day. What could have been a very tedious day. So I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I had fun. So make sure you guys go out there and try to have fun doing those things that are tedious or that are hard, because like I said, those are the things that are really going to develop you and challenge you and make you better. And that's something we should always be doing on a daily basis, is challenging and making ourselves better and developing ourselves to be the best versions that we can be. And while we're doing that, why not try to have a little bit of fun? So for your daily discipline for the day today, guys, it is actually to do that. It is to add a little bit of fun into your routine that makes your disciplines more fun. You know, whatever it is that you are trying to do to better yourself. Maybe, like I said, you're shooting for a better job. Maybe you're shooting to lose weight or work out more, or maybe you're shooting to improve a relationship, or whatever it is, whatever goal you are trying to work on within your life, whatever discipline you are trying to work on. You can always add a little fun twist into it, because you always should take the hard route. The hard route is going to be the better route, the right route to take. The easy route, the expedient route is not the good route. The hard route is always going to be the route that's going to be more meaningful. So always try to take the hard route, but it's not, it's not a bad thing while you're taking the hard route to try to, have a little bit of fun with it. So that is the kind of message for today on today's episode 192, fun. So again, your daily discipline for the day, it is to add fun to your daily regimen. Add fun to whatever it is that is hard, that you're pushing yourself through in your life right now. That's kind of really hard, and maybe it's hard to get through on a daily basis if it's running or whatever it is you're working on, and you're really grinding at it, and sometimes it's getting a little tedious and strenuous. Add a little fun into it and try to make it a little bit more fun. Every once in a while, you don't always want it to be fun. You want it to be hard work sometimes and most of the time, but it's not bad to add a little bit of fun in there. So that is your daily discipline for the day. Again, thank you guys so much for following along and listening. This is episode 192 of the Defining Discipline podcast. I am your host, Scott. If you guys can, please give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, and a share on our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you guys have been following along and listening on. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 193. Not too sure on exactly how many miles I'm going to be trying to be pumping out here throughout this week. I do know I want to try to keep it high, because so far I am on a pretty good run, being 11 days in and 70.8 miles, and that's a pretty good chunk of change right there for me. I may even be able to hit, maybe be able to hit 300K this month. We'll see though. That's a big number there, so that's a good goal to try to hit, though, one of these months before the year ends. And probably sooner than later, since the marathon's going to be coming up soon. So maybe we'll try. Maybe we're at a good pace right now. Maybe we'll try to keep this pacing that we're at to maybe hit that 300K mark for the month. Who knows? Again, though, guys, thank you so much for following along and listening. I am your host, Scott. I will see you tomorrow for the Defining Discipline podcast. Make sure you guys get your daily discipline done and stay disciplined. Tomorrow, episode 193. I'll see you then. Peace out.